You have undergone remarkable phases of bodily transformation. When is your BBL?
What's a BBL? Oh, Brazilian butt lift. I'm so sorry.
Welcome to Royal Court, the show where pop culture royalty compete for a spot on my trusted council. I'm your host and queen, Lady Brittany of House Broski, and today I'm joined by an Irish-American ambassador. Please welcome Rob McElhenney.
My queen.
Wow, from one realm to another.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Or how they say, go birds in your culture.
Go birds.
Is that not a greeting in your culture?
Are we going to be talking about that? I didn't think that we were going to be talking about that
Look
today.
at me. You think I'm going to talk about football with you? I really can't. This color is just fantastic on
Thank you. You know, I wanted to mix it up. I didn't see a lot of pink.
Now, how familiar are you with my realm?
Fairly familiar insofar as I've been to Burbank many times. I will say I did take note of the fact that you do like when people come on and have no idea what the fuck is going on.
It's fun. It's funny.
Yes. But I like to prepare for things, and so I have a fairly good idea of what's going on, but I'm not 100% sure.
When the screaming starts, we'll catch you off guard.
Sure.
Okay, Rob, are you ready for the trials set before you today?
I do believe so.
Then without further ado, let the trials begin. Great Adam's apple shot there.
Your Majesty, I was finding my light.
Is the key to success in Hollywood being a sociopath or just playing one on TV?
Oh, wow. I'd like to believe that I have a lot of experience doing one of those things. I'll let you decide which one.
Yeah, undisclosed.
You'd have to talk to my partner about that.
You talk to the inner circle about that. What is the craziest shit you got into at Lemon Hill?
Oh, wow. I found a dead body there.
Jesus Christ.
Finding a body, I would say, is pretty up there.
Was there any context for that, or just?
Yeah, oddly, we called the police. The Philly police pulled up, and the guy got out of the car and walked over. He goes, that's not a dead guy. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that's a dead guy. And he said, I don't think so. It's just a pile of clothes. I walked the policeman over. I mean, maybe this is too graphic.
Jesus Christ.
You asked for the craziest shit. I'm giving you the craziest shit.
That's on me.
Aside from that, it was like getting drunk and getting into fights and stupid things like that. But mostly, I let the fighting happen with the big boys, and then I just spoke with the ladies.
I see your gentle spirit reflected in how you've dressed today.
Yeah.
It's really sweet. It's often claimed that the pilot of It's Always Sunny was shot for $200, but Charlie Day insists y'all did it for nothing.
Yes.
Is it possible that everyone got paid except for Charlie?
Yeah, it could be that we were. The only money that was exchanging hands was the pizza that we were paying the very small crew, us.
And the hooker budget.
And, well, of course, but the hookers came in season 2.
Right, I forgot.
3.
Thank you. You created and starred in both It's Always Sunny and Mythic Quest, Hallelujah. Have you ever thought about letting someone else have a turn in the spotlight?
Oh, that's fair. But then how would I validate myself and the giant hole that I have inside of me that's begging for my parents to love me?
Right into camera as well.
Yeah, I hope they're watching.
Can I ask you a real question?
Yeah.
What is that post-Hot Ones toilet trip like? I've always wanted to know.
You know, I'll tell you what, it had the opposite reaction.
What do you mean?
I got stopped up for a good day and a half, if not 2 days, and I think it was because I in anticipation, because I get heartburn.
Of course.
As anybody does that is drinking liquid fire. I took like an antacid, and then for whatever reason, I think that blocked me up.
You're kidding.
So then I kept thinking it's delaying the inevitable, but it didn't. Well, it was inevitable at some point. I did have my movement, but it was not as fiery as you might think. However, I was just saying as I was walking in, you know what it did mess up? My nose. I can even feel right now if there's a close up, I can feel.
Yeah, like, you're leaking.
I'm leaking.
You're leaking.
Now listen, I brought this now like I'm a granny who has to just dab from time to time. I have to put it maybe somewhere closer. So if you catch me at some point just dabbing,
we know.
I swear to God, it's from Hot Ones.
That's nuts.
It was just it has not gone back since. So if you see that happening, that's due to that stupid fucking show.
Permanently altered your body chemistry. 2 gay moms.
Yeah.
2 gay brothers.
Yeah.
I have to, the question writes itself. What's the gayest thing about you?
Oh, gosh. Well, my entire family. My entire family.
Yeah.
And it was just strange growing up in Philadelphia because Philadelphia is a predominantly black city. And I grew up in and out of gay neighborhoods when I was going back and forth from my mom and my dad. And I was the straight boy. So when people were trying to explain to me what the word minority meant, I was like, oh, well, I'm one of them.
Poster child.
Yeah, well, I'm straight, I'm white. That makes me the minority, right? Because I was surrounded by black people and gay people, so they were like, no, Mr. McElhenney, I went to Catholic school. Mr. McElhenney, we're gonna have to explain a lot of things to you.
You've once said, I don't pick out any of my own clothing, but did you select this today?
I did.
I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
You're
Well, now
so
I had limited options.
Okay, that's mean.
No, I think that's in a fun way, right?
Okay.
As we know, I mean, sometimes the limits that are set allow for the greatest amount of creativity. So-
Couldn't agree more.
And then I came out to take a piss earlier, and you were there
I was watching.
in the green room. Yeah, you were waiting to see about the hot ones. Thing.
My ear pressed up against
Yeah,
the door.
yeah. You saw me, and I felt like a bride, on our wedding day, and so I
Yeah.
changed, and so I had to quickly pivot to this.
Yeah, well, it was also, you dropped it in the toilet and it was like wet and a skid mark and it was just, it smelled, it was a whole thing. So
Yeah,
this is a great
I
alternative.
pissed on the green one. This one's piss free.
A reviewer from the Philadelphia Inquirer once referred to It's Always Sunny as Seinfeld on crack. Using that same formula, what is Mythic Quest giving? Is it a certain show on crack, certain book on heroin maybe?
I think it's The Office on lithium.
Great explanation, actually.
I haven't really given it much thought until just right now, and I appreciate that.
You have undergone remarkable phases of bodily transformation. When is your BBL?
What's a BBL? Oh, Brazilian butt lift. I'm so sorry. I blanked for a second there. It's been in discussion in the McElhenney household for quite a while.
I think it was worth asking about.
And I made the mistake. I said something to Caitlin about like still having to go down to Brazil to get it done, and she was like, "Sweetie, we live next door to Beverly Hills. Like we can get them done anywhere."
Get in the Uber Black.
Yeah. Then you don't have to buy the double seat on the way back. You can just, right, or whatever you got to do.
You're familiar. You're familiar.
I've never been to Sao Paulo. I feel like that's a good excuse to get down there.
It is.
You don't see a lot of men with that, but
Hey, it's never too late to start.
I will say that my wife comments more on men's buns than almost any other feature that she sees on a man.
Never take your wife to a ballet.
Yeah,
Those men's butts.
football games are tough.
Oh, I can't imagine how hard
Football
that is
games
for
are
you.
tough because these men are wearing spandex and they've got serious buns. Look, if you can squat 800 pounds, you can put a wine glass on your ass. I mean, these are young men.
That caboose it's there. In an episode of Mythic Quest, there is an esteemed child streamer by the name of Pootie Shoe, I'm assuming that's his birth name, who rates video games with buttholes instead of stars, brown stars. Yeah. How many brown stars do you give my show?
Oh, 3.5.
Woo!
Yeah, 3.5.
With that, you've passed.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Lord Rob, how is it going so far?
It's pretty great.
Okay, I'm really glad to hear it. Are you hungry at all?
Starving.
Okay, well, I have great news for you. Squatters!
Thank you.
Can you explain to the common folk what the fuck's going on right
Yes,
here?
but I also want to say thank you again to the squires. I see that they sometimes get treated like shit. And I'd like to say that the squires are always the ones that eventually rise up and cut everybody's fucking heads off. So I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate your work.
The Broski Nation revolution incoming. Yeah.
I seem to have been brought a tasty cake.
What
tasty cake.
is the, first of all, heavy? What's the cultural significance of this to you?
Oh, that's the cancer.
That's the microplastic.
Yeah, that's the microplastic and whatever it is that they inject into this thing that keeps this shelf life. I think the shelf life on something like this is 4 years.
If not
I'm
15.
Not joking. But I think they're specific to Philadelphia. I don't know why, but.
We had to hit up a local Philly bakery here. Cheers for real.
Cheers. All right.
Very dry.
You can taste the diabetes. Oh, really?
Yeah, cotton mouth of the throat.
We gotta rinse it down with something. I brought some.
You brought something?
I brought a couple of things. I feel like I don't want to go everywhere selling shit because it's just sad. So I just wanted to point out, if I didn't bring out Four Walls Irish American whiskey, as I am a purveyor of alcohol and spirits, that I would be murdered by the good people of Four Walls Irish American whiskey. However, a second bottle, which I have no affiliation with, simply that it's Irish, a product of Ireland.
Ireland!
And it's mead, which I know that this is sort of a mythical time, but I believe that they would be drinking mead.
I love mead.
Okay, however, again, I have no affiliation with this company. I have
Go ahead and zoom in on those for you.
In my travels, I found something called Viking blood.
Blood. Yeah, it makes it significantly less sort of desirable. Yeah, blood.
Yeah, it isn't blood, is it? Viking blood.
It makes it sound a little thicker.
But if you said it the way like a vampire would say, I want to suck your blood.
Yeah, Viking blood.
It felt like drinking Viking blood is mixed with a tasty cake is pretty badass.
You have a very beautiful brain. This combo is really
okay. Would you like to try some? I have no idea.
I would.
I don't even know what it is.
None of these are your brand?
Only Four Walls Irish American whiskey.
Only Four Walls. Okay.
In most states. But no, I've never seen this before in my life. It just says based on a recipe from about the year 1700.
Okay.
It's 19% alcohol.
Jesus. Yeah.
Can I have your goblet?
Pour me something up.
Now. Wow,
clear.
It's clear. That's never a good sign.
Almost piss yellow.
We might have a hot ones situation after we drink this.
A blowout's what they call that. Cheers.
It's all right.
If I was 19, I would finish that in 6 gulps.
Yep.
Very sweet, very good.
Should we try the mead just because, when was the last time you had mead?
At a Renfest, probably.
Well, then let's do it,
Let's do it. How's that?
I think it's going to taste very similar to this.
Should we do do you know any cheers in Irish, in Gaelic? Or maybe we should reserve that for the whiskey.
This would be like not off with their heads. Let's keep our heads.
How about
they were talking about us when they said off with their heads.
Okay, I'd like to keep my head.
Yeah, let's keep our feet on the peasants. Yeah. But not the...
let's keep our feet on the working class.
Guys. Yeah, that's not you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that is delicious.
That's really good. People were drinking this for thousands of years.
Yeah, and I would have too. Keep it warm at night in the little tavern.
Yeah. And then just procreating.
Just fucking belly full of bread. Nothing else. Could you go ahead and pour me a little bit more?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sip on that a little bit.
My concern now is if you now go to a straight whiskey, it's gonna be that's gonna be tough.
You know what's priming me for that is I've got on a Clada grain.
Oh!
Yeah. I love Ireland.
You're one of us. I don't even wear a wedding ring because I have my wife's name tattooed on
mine. That's disgusting.
That's okay. But yours is open. Cool. Yours is open to the world.
It's facing to the world. Yeah. Please, anyone. Please just.
You're telling me out of all of the millions of people that are watching this,
it's all gay women. They want me so bad. I'm not swinging on that side of the fence. You know what I mean?
Just consider it.
Open to it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was always me. I was always the one that was like, I have the opportunity, I'm just not into dicks.
Okay, wait, this is not the whiskey.
No, that's not the whiskey. See, I'm concerned about the whiskey because this will be like hot ones, but let's just give it a shot. See, this feels like a commercial. I'm not going to do a commercial. Let's say slanja because that's what you say.
Slanja.
That'll get you.
Give me a second.
That'll get you.
Yeah, my tonsils just kissed each other.
Yeah. Now that's a great commercial. I'll tell you what. The thing we hear most often from people is, oh, it's really not bad. Because whiskey is a tough drink, like to just hammer down at 2:30 in the afternoon.
It's about on a Wednesday. Now, this dunked in that I think would hospitalize anyone that attempted it.
I believe almost the entire city of Philadelphia is imbibing in this exact combo right now as we speak.
Engaging in this delicacy.
Yeah.
Let's ask some questions.
Okay.
This is something that, from when I first saw Mythic Quest, I had a question. It is very evident that you and I are lovers of fantasy. Where did that start? Were you just a wee little lad?
No. You know what? It really came to me through a lot of the people that I work with, and most specifically with my son. My son
What's he into?
Is into D&D, and that was never a part of my life. It wasn't something that Of course, I knew lots of people that played it, but it didn't seem like it was for me. And from the time he was very, very young, he was really into Dungeons and Dragons and got into it in a way that was, almost obsessive. He's got 4 games going at once, and he is like head first into it.
It's so fun.
Love it. And then I had friends concurrent to that who made a television series, a little known show on HBO, that was about dragons and shit. And it was like
gives
really
a fuck?
I don't care. And then it was like really good for a while, and then people got mad at the end. Whatever it was, I got super into that. And then I was going to Ireland to visit them as they were making it.
Let's just say it. The Game of Thrones Museum.
Game of Thrones.
There's one in Belfast?
Belfast. That's where they shot in Belfast.
Oh, fucking cool. Where is the wall? Is it real?
Yeah, I went. Well, that was mostly visual effects. Turns out there's not a 1,000-foot wall in the middle of Northern Ireland, but
I just have a lot of follow-up questions there.
well, you should have some of those people on here because they would really appreciate it.
Can you imagine, dude? Do you love House of the Dragon?
I did. I watch it all.
So good.
I know.
It's
I watch
so
it all.
Are you team green, team black?
I just take in the majesty that is whatever is being fed to me through the power of story.
Okay, we're doing safe answer right now. Whatever, dude. It's Always Sunny is the longest running American sitcom. Do you have a secret sauce of what makes a fucking great TV show?
I don't know if it's a secret, but we communicate really, really well. When you're digging in on something because you truly believe it's what's best for the creative endeavor, or when it's your ego, or when you feel as though you are identifying with your idea as opposed to your idea just being your idea.
Sure.
And so over 20 years of navigating that with all the people involved, I wouldn't say we got it down to a science, but I think we have it down to an art form that allows us to make something really special.
You attached the legendary Danny DeVito to the show pretty early on. Can you imagine a world where he's not affiliated? Did you have any backups for if he said no?
We didn't want Danny on the show in the beginning. We had a season, and we felt really good about the season of TV show of the show that we had made. You know, whenever you introduce a new character or a new actor into a dynamic, it can change things dramatically. He was a movie star who we had never met, so you don't know. It's amazing how often the people you meet, who you've grown up watching, are not the people that you think they are. And then sometimes you meet people and they're exactly who you need and want them to be, and that's Danny. Originally, nobody was watching the show. We got a call from John Landgraf, who ran FX, and said, we want to pick up the show, but we want to add another character. And we said, no. And he said, oh, okay, then we're not going to pick up the show. And then we said, well, yeah, let's pick up, let's who's the character? Danny had seen the show. More importantly, his kids had seen the show. So I went over to his house, and his daughter Lucy opened the door, and she said, oh, it's really nice to meet you. I love your show.
Wow.
And then I knew, okay, we got him.
Yeah.
Because now I got to talk him into it, but you always know if the kids love the show that they're going to be able to talk Dad into it.
Shout out. That's major.
Do you think I understand what this show is?
Rob, you've passed.
Thank you.
Okay, Robert. I assume you're familiar with your family crests. Now, seeing as you did not bring it here today, I'm going to have you go ahead and create one just on the fly.
Now, as part of the challenge that I have to continue talking as I'm drawing.
Yes, it's a lot harder than you think.
Oh, I can imagine. I feel like I'm in some sort of neurological study. Let's go for it.
How has your approach evolved between the creation of a show like It's Always Sunny to Mythic Quest to any project you say yes to? How do you approach it from either conception to script to saying yes to being affiliated with something? What's that process for you?
I think I listen a lot more now than I did in the beginning. If you're not willing to listen to other people's opinions, point of view, thought, and at least then push those ideas through the prism of your own point of view, because it has to be your voice.
Yeah.
It has to be authentic to you. But otherwise, you're not really learning anything new. You're just regurgitating the same shit that you've been doing, your whole life. So this sucks.
Hey, most of them do.
But then what I try to do is to listen to feedback that we get from sources we trust. To trust your own gut about things. Sometimes, if 9 people tell you that you're wrong and you still think you're right, in an artistic endeavor, you still might be right. It's ultimately up to you.
Yeah.
But if that happens over and over and over and over again, you better start wondering why your ideas are so much better than everybody else's. I like to try to hire people whose voices I respect and listen to them a lot more than I used to.
What about your current life would blow the mind of young Rob?
I think I always knew the depths of love that you could have for your children, intellectually. But I don't know that I could fully, truly understand it until I actually felt it. The deep wellspring that exists there is not necessarily just limited to the people that you have sired, but that can be extended into so many different people in your life. I don't know that you can prepare yourself intellectually for how deep that can feel.
That's beautiful. So fatherhood really kind of rewired you.
Fatherhood, but also just, when being the boss
Sure.
is a real thing, and it's a real responsibility, and I was fortunate that it was thrust upon me at a very young age. Like when you're in charge of groups of people, it is challenging. Of course, most people are like, oh, cry me a river, you're the fucking king, whatever, but there is a deep responsibility if you are a kind and just boss.
Sure.
There's a responsibility to people, and that's tricky when you're also having to reconcile that with commerce.
The crown also hides the bald spot, at least in my case.
I actually have a team of people that hide the bald spots back there.
Yeah, that spray can hair, I heard it in the dressing room. Well, Rob, are you close to finished?
I'm so embarrassed, but yes, I can't draw for shit, but I tried. Okay.
Would you mind presenting us your shield?
Yes, ma'am.
And repeating the prompts.
Yes. Okay, so here, I want to see actually if you can guess. This is the favorite mythical creature.
Yeah, that's a hard-ass dragon.
Yeah.
You kind of killed that.
Thanks, that's a red dragon. That's from the Welsh, I tried to do it from the Welsh flag. You know what, instead of in battle, he's dancing.
Love. He's got the spirit of life.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, he's not fighting. He's expressing himself through fire and dance.
The song of ice and fire.
Yeah. Favorite food, that's terrible, but...
A turd.
Yeah, I like it. That's steak.
That's my second guess.
That's steak. This is favorite symbol.
That's beautiful.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
And this is a symbol that represents your hometown.
That's really
I don't know if
sweet.
people know where I'm from, but my hometown is the city of brotherly love.
Oh, very beautiful, my darling. Would you sign it for me?
Yes.
Well, my dear Robert, it is my pleasure and privilege to induct you into my royal court. We shall
is my
celebrate
honor.
with a knighting. So you were ready for that. I knight thee, Robert the Brave Eagle, Nightman of the Realm.
It's my humble honor. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. And a gift for you. Thank you, Squire.
Yes.
Take home, yes.
Merch.
Well, Rob, is there anything you'd like to promote to my common folk, to the realm?
This feels like a Mythic Quest audience that's going to watch this show. I
agree.
really believe it. Check it out. Watch Mythic Quest. I think it's a really great office comedy that offers a plethora of laughs and heartbreak. Is that a good way to sell something?
Yeah.
It's going to hurt you?
Yeah, it's gonna be painful.
And tune into this show week after week. Royal Court. Yes. Broski.
And with that, gods, take him away. Thank you, Robert.
Yes.
Goodbye.
How are you again? It's nice to see you. Thank you.